You're a good person. You're kind. You're empathetic. You care deeply about the people around you. And yet, the people who seem to find you first are always the ones who take too much, who drain you, who leave you exhausted, who disappear the moment you need something back. And you've asked yourself, why me? Why do I always end up with these people? Am I just unlucky? Is there something wrong with me? No, there is nothing wrong with you. But there is something happening beneath the surface that you need to understand, because until you do, the pattern will keep repeating every single time. Stay until the end, because what I'm about to share is going to completely change the way you see yourself. Here's the truth that most self-help content won't tell you. Toxic people don't choose their targets randomly. They are incredibly skilled at identifying specific traits. Traits that make certain people easier to manipulate, easier to drain, easier to keep around. And those traits are almost always the traits of genuinely good people. Empathy, loyalty, the need to fix and help, the fear of conflict, the deep desire to be loved and accepted. So if toxic people keep finding you, it's not because you are weak. It's because you are carrying something powerful that you haven't learned to protect yet. Here are the 6 real reasons why toxic people are always drawn to you. The first reason is the most fundamental. You feel things deeply. When someone is hurting, you feel it. When someone is struggling, you want to help. When someone tells you their story, you're fully present, fully invested, fully there. This is a beautiful quality. But here's what nobody tells you. Toxic people can sense empathy from a distance. They are often people who have learned to read emotions very carefully, not to connect, but to find leverage. Your empathy tells them something very specific. This person will listen. This person will understand. This person will stay even when things get hard. And that is exactly what they are looking for. Your empathy is not the problem. The problem is that you haven't learned how to protect it. The second reason goes deeper. Somewhere inside you is a belief. If I love this person enough, if I give enough, if I try hard enough, they will change. They will heal. They will become who I know they can be. This is called the fixer mentality. And it is one of the most powerful traps there is. Because toxic people don't need fixing. They need you to believe they do. As long as you believe you can save them, you stay, you invest. You ignore the red flags. You explain away the bad behavior. And they know this, not always consciously, but they know. The moment you stop trying to fix them is the moment they lose their power over you. The third reason comes from further back than you think. For many people who attract toxic relationships, love was never simple in childhood. Love came with conditions, with unpredictability, with moments of warmth followed by withdrawal. And your nervous system learned something very early. That love feels like this. Intense, unstable, hard to hold on to. So when a stable, calm, reciprocal relationship shows up in your life, something feels off. Something feels boring. Something feels like it can't be real love. But when a relationship is chaotic and intense, something feels familiar. Something feels like home. Even if home was painful. This is called trauma bonding. And it explains why the most toxic relationships are often the hardest ones to leave. The fourth reason is the one that makes you the most accessible. You have a hard time saying no. Not because you're weak, but because you were taught that saying no means you're selfish. That saying no will make people leave. That saying no will create conflict. And conflict feels dangerous. So you say yes. You accommodate. You shrink yourself to keep the peace. And to a toxic person, this is a green light. Every time you don't enforce a boundary, you're sending a message. This person is safe to push. This person will tolerate more. This person will not leave. Boundaries are not walls. They are filters. They don't keep everyone out. They keep the wrong people out. And learning to use them is the single most powerful thing you can do to change this pattern. The fifth reason is the most honest one. Deep down, you still need people to confirm your value. You need to feel needed. You need to feel chosen. You need to feel like you matter to someone. And toxic people are experts at giving you exactly this. In the beginning, they make you feel special, seen, chosen above everyone else. This is called love bombing. And it works so well, because it targets the exact place where you feel most empty. The moment you build your sense of worth from the inside, the moment you stop needing external validation to feel whole, the love bombing stops working. And toxic people move on, because there is nothing left to exploit. And here is the sixth and final reason, the deepest one. Every pattern in your relationships points back to something. A wound that hasn't fully healed. A belief that was installed before you could question it. A version of love that was shown to you before you knew any better. And until that wound is addressed, you will unconsciously recreate the conditions of that wound, not because you enjoy suffering, but because your nervous system is trying to resolve something unfinished. This is not your fault, but it is your responsibility. Because awareness is where the pattern breaks. The moment you see it clearly, you can choose differently. Here are the 6 real reasons why toxic people are always drawn to you. You radiate empathy like a signal. You have a deep need to fix and save. You were taught that love requires suffering. You struggle to enforce boundaries. Your self-worth is still tied to external validation. And you haven't healed the original wound yet. None of these make you weak. Every single one of them makes you human. But here's what I want you to take away from this video. The pattern doesn't break by finding better people. It breaks when you become someone different. Someone who knows their worth. Someone who enforces their boundaries without guilt. Someone who doesn't need to be saved or to save. Someone who recognizes red flags early and chooses themselves anyway. That person already exists inside you. You just need to choose them every single day. If this video resonated with you, leave a like. Tell me in the comments, which of these 6 reasons hit closest to home? Subscribe for more. See you in the next one.